We brought you this story this week, and we have more details. Put up the picture full mass. Shocking details emerge in the hazing death of an HBCU student. The initial story regarding Caleb Wilson, a college junior who died after participating in a hazing ritual while pledging the Omega Psi Phi fraternity chapter at Southern University in Baton Rouge, may have been fabricated according to the sources. Caleb Wilson, 20 years old, mechanical engineering student at the university, was pronounced dead on Thursday, February 27, at Baton Rouge General Hospital after he allegedly collapsed during a ritual activity. Initially, it was reported that Wilson had been standing in a line with others in a park off campus when he collapsed. Then he was brought to the hospital by friends. However, on Tuesday, WAFB News reported that sources are claiming that the initial story was fabricated. Instead, the sources claim the event actually took place in a warehouse off campus and that the young Mr. Wilson had been punched in the chest. According to those same sources, the unsanctioned event involved 9 pledges, 9 young men standing in line, each taking blows to the chest. When the young Mr. Wilson was hit in the chest, he allegedly collapsed to the ground and began to have a seizure. After Wilson was brought to the hospital, it's further alleged that the fraternity brothers met at an undisclosed location to discuss the developing matter. Now you have what looks to be a conspiracy. During the alleged meeting, members reportedly came up with a story that Wilson collapsed in the park. After releasing a statement to confirm his death, Southern University and A&M College released a new statement to the press. Quote, Southern University and A&M College continues to hold in our thoughts the family and loved ones of Caleb Wilson. We are deeply saddened by the reports of actions that led to his unfortunate and unnecessary loss of life. The statement began, adding that the university is conducting an internal investigation. The statement continued, quote, once the investigation is complete, we will take appropriate action. The university has implemented a ban on membership intake for all student organizations that remains in effect until further notice. The statement continued, quote, hazing is a violation of the university's rules and regulations, as well as Louisiana law, and it would not be tolerated in any form at Southern University. Put up his picture again. Engineering student. Went to school to solve hard problems, to solve difficult things. He's dead. You know what else is dead? The children that he would have, the family that he would take care of, and the problems that he would solve, the inventions that he would create. Dead. So let's talk about it. Classic example. And as a college professor, I deal with it. We know that it's part of culture, but let's be honest. Let's be 100. The rules are there on the campus typically so that the campus will have no liability when it's done. Do you know how many professors and administrators are members of these same organizations and they are well aware of what's happening on the campus? I know I'm stepping on some toes, bear with me. This is a cultural thing. And so while you have a rule here, you have a culture here. And so how do they get around the rule? Well, they do the rest of it off campus. They do the rest of it off campus, outside of the liability of the university. But see, this is a practice. It's not just a one-off. having one human being die is too damn much. We have many who have died because of these rituals to become a member of said organization, whatever it may be. Now, we have the highlight of one organization, fraternal organization today, but the truth is many of them do this, and some of them are worse offenders than others, and some of them don't do it at all. They literally stop the practice. But when the practice continues, it puts not only the person who's being hazed in danger. We're talking about physical aggressive violence here, okay? I'm not talking about carrying an egg and not dropping it. We're talking about actual aggressive violence. So he's dead, family torn up, all right? Institution has to deal with the public relations dynamic associated with it. And now you may have you could possibly have 9 other young promising men charged with a criminal freaking act because of the culture that's connected to that particular localized organization. I say localized because I understand they operate independently of the whole. So this has to stop. Dear brother, thoughts here?
It's all fun and games until someone loses a son, a brother, a life, a future. Honestly, my condolences out to the Wilson family. I just want to talk about the point you made about culture. That was so poignant. How is hazing and bullying still a thing? Has no one watched a single movie? Hazing never ends well. Bullying never ends well. These things are still a thing. I've watched this movie. It does not end well for us. But then again, we live in a world where AI, androids, and cyber tech are prevalent, even though every movie about those end horribly as well. So we need to change the culture and realize that brotherhood does not have to come from pain, but can also come from love, life, and celebration. So hopefully this institutes nationwide cultural change amongst fraternal orders all across the country.
There you go.
And the bigger point on the liability with the colleges and universities, they know what's happening. Yeah. You're absolutely right, Dr. Richey. They know what's happening. They're not stopping it. They're stopping them being at fault. We should investigate that as well.
Yeah. We will have updates, obviously. It's unfortunate we will have updates, but once the investigation is concluded, you will probably see charges. We'll bring you updates as they come.